What's going on, people? My name is Richmond Jr. Thank you for watching this video. Today I'm going to show you a very crucial step in how to improve your drawing, something that you're probably doing, but most likely not doing, and that is warming up. Now, I know warming up doesn't sound like the best thing in the world. I don't like warming up. I don't like warming up exercising, and I definitely don't like warming up drawing, but it's something that is going to take your drawings from here to here, maybe even here. I don't know, depends. But I'm going to show you a very great way on how to warm up, things that I have learned and I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to tell you all that good stuff right now. Alright guys, like I said earlier, I'm going to show you how to do your warm up for your illustrations. I'm going to be showing you different things that I've learned throughout the years on just how to warm up, how to get those draw muscles loose, so you can have those really crisp and really good illustrations that don't have that very stiff feeling to them because you're pressuring yourself. And that's what warming up really does. It kind of helps you get relaxed and get into the groove of everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new document, and I am going to turn it, I flip the canvas horizontal or counterclockwise, clockwise, what have you. And I'm going to color it a gray tone, just so that white canvas intimidation doesn't attack me. Also, I do a lot of my sketching on newsprint. Newsprint you can find at any art store, newsprint tablets. However, but moving forward, when you do, as a part of your warm-up sketching, or for me, how I warm up is, after I got the background, I have it gray, I have my pencil selected, I'm ready to go. I open up 5 layers to do 5 separate warm-up sketchings. The first is just drawing circles. So what you want to keep in mind, you want to keep your arm loose. You want to you want to remember, draw from your elbow, because all that motion is coming from your elbow. Your hand, your fingers, your wrist is really just a stabilizer for the pen, the pencil, the pen and paper. I'm sorry, not pen and paper. For the pencil, the pen, the stylus, what have you. Just let it all flow. Remember, stay loose. Enjoy it. Enjoy the motion. Don't be constricting, because you're not making a final illustration. Like I said, the title of this is you're just warming up. So feel free, warm up. It doesn't have to be perfect circles. I know you might be thinking like, oh, my circles are so good. Well, I've actually been warming up like this for a very long time. I remember my girlfriend was saying, she said, oh, you just draw perfect circles for fun? Trust me, these aren't perfect circles. But yeah, I do have a perfect-ish type of circle. But that's only because I've been practicing drawing like this for a pretty decent amount of time. So yeah, so you want to fill up at least a layer of just drawing circles. This is a great way to start, a great way to practice. All right, now on to your next layer. Now you want to have a layer if you're just doing just scribbles. Now you can do the scribbles first and circle seconds. There's really no right or wrong way on how to warm up. But I like to do my circles first because that's something I'm comfortable with. But just randomly scribbling really helps too. Now, this is something that you don't really want to pay attention to what you're drawing, how you're drawing. You are just moving the pencil, the stylus, whatever, on whatever type of canvas you are using. Pay very close attention on the pressure. So some lines, you might want to make some lines thinner with less pressure, some lines thicker with more pressure. And as you get into the habit of practicing this way, this will help you pay attention without really paying attention to the pressure. Really, you are focusing more on the line weight. And this is actually a really great way on paying attention to that all essential line weight. All right, now for my third layer, I move on to doing ellipses. And as you can see, I am favoring one side over the other. When you are in the practice of warming up this way, you will slowly start to see some of your own habits and errors in how you draw. So I favor drawing over to the right side more than to my left. And that is something that I am currently trying to break. So I draw my ellipses going the opposite direction of what I am comfortable drawing. So for those of you who don't know what an ellipse is basically a circle turned into perspective. Now, I'm not going to touch on perspective right now, but that's basically what an ellipse is. It's just a circle turned going into some kind of perspective. Okay, so on to the next layer. After I got my circles in, my scribbles, and my ellipses, go ahead and start drawing straight lines. Now, straight lines is very difficult to draw. It might appear my lines are straight here, but I've been practicing, which I'm very proud of, but they're not perfectly straight, which I still need more practice. But you want to be very deliberate in your straight lines. Another way to help with drawing straight lines is to draw a bunch of dots everywhere and then draw lines connecting to those dots. And you want to be very deliberate, very decisive on where you're laying down that pencil for those straight lines. And you want to connect your eye to it before you connect your hand to it. But I will, if you guys want, leave me a comment. Hey, and I'll make a video of that. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna do it, but I'm sure you guys are very intelligent enough that you get the gist of what I'm trying to say, and you can do something like that in your spare time. But straight lines are definitely essential when it comes to drawing more inorganic things like mechs and cars and vehicles and household items, things such as that. All right, now we're moving on to the last layer, and that is going to be basic shapes, or I should really call this basic forms. Now, when you get to this point, if you are following this method, you should feel yourself loosening up. You should feel yourself, your hand, your wrist, your elbow getting looser. You can, just let things flow better. Now remember, keep the shapes fluid and three-dimensional. So remember, shape is 2D, form is 3D. Now I do say shapes, but what I really mean is forms. So you're not just drawing squares, but you're drawing boxes. Same thing with rectangles. You're not just drawing a rectangle, you're drawing a rectangular box. You're not drawing a circle, but you're drawing a ball. You're not drawing a ellipse, but you're drawing a cylinder. You're not drawing a triangle, you are drawing a prism or a pyramid. Remember, keep your shapes fluid, keep your shapes loose. You're still drawing from the elbow. This time you're drawing with more of an image in your mind and not either random scribbles or just a very circular type of shape to warm up. Remember, guys, you don't want to cheat yourself out of the warm up. This is a great way to get a lot of that doubt that's in your mind to kind of get into a meditative state and just let the pencil or the stylus connect to whatever it is you're drawing on and just let that shit flow out. All right, now to continue, once you got your circles drawn, you got ellipses drawn, straight lines drawn, scribbles drawn, basic forms drawn, especially this is golden if you are a character artist, drawing gestures. Now, personally, I spend at the very least 10 minutes of gesture drawing of 20 nude figures for 30 seconds apiece. So what I do is I open up, do my gray background, and I open up 10 layers on top. Now I'm going to do 2 gestures per layer. You don't have to do this. I recommend doing this. This helps me just for clarity and not make sure I don't have a whole bunch of stuff open up. This is just something that I do. You don't have to do this. This is just something that I do. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, but I don't. This seems like a whole lot to do for warming up. And you know what? You're not entirely wrong. I know I'm very guilty of being impatient. Sometimes I skip right into doing 10 minutes of gesture drawing, and I call that as a warm up. That is not that is not wrong either. As long as you're doing something where you're not constricting yourself to having a final illustration the second you put pencil to paper or stylus to monitor, as long as you are doing something that is just loose, you can draw it freely, and you're not pressuring yourself to make a final illustration, that is fine. Warming up in any aspect definitely helps you in the long run for your final desired effect. And also, warming up with gestures actually helps you combine a lot of the elements of doing circles, ellipses, curves, doing forms. So this I would definitely recommend. This is definitely a quick way to warm up. Uh, this is a great way to warm up very quickly, especially if for whatever reason you're short on time or you're short on patience. I know I'm short on patience in a lot of things. Now, something to keep in mind as you're doing your gestures, make sure you're focusing on the energy of the gesture. Don't focus so much on the contour lines or the anatomy of the figure. That is not this type of video, and that is not that is not the purpose of why you are warming up. You are warming up to get the energy of the pose and also pay attention to the basic shapes that make up the larger form of the pose. So like for you, if you have a figure that is standing straight up and down, do a square for it. How do I pause this? Damn it. And remember guys, as you're doing your gestures, remember to stay loose, draw from your elbow. Don't focus on the contour, don't focus on the anatomy. This is supposed to be focusing on the energy. What is the pose saying? What is he or she's body communicating in the pose? Capture that and keep it simple. Uh, Also, something to keep in mind: what are the basic shapes that make up the figure? Can you put the body in? Like, is the whole body making a triangular shape, a rectangular shape? Things of that nature. Now, as a bonus, I am going to show you another way that will help you warm up. If you want to take it just another step further, maybe you feel good, but you want to just knock off that extra bit of rust off of your drawing muscles. So what you can do is take an image, copy it, put it in Photoshop, or even print it up and draw it. Now, if you're doing it manually, you want to have a different approach to it. If you are good, so I'm going to show you how I trace, like my method of tracing. And if you're doing it with just traditional art supplies like pencil and paper, you want to get some tracing paper from your local art store, or you can get it on Amazon because you can get everything off Amazon, really. And you can do the same steps I'm about to show you on computer on traditional method. Now, if you are using a computer, this is going to be easier for you to see. So copy and paste an image, adjust go to transform. And what you're going to do is you're going to have the image, get it to where you want it to be, make a new layer over it, and you are going to now for your image, turn down the opacity to about whatever it is you're comfortable with. I'm not going to tell you, what percentage. I like to go 50%, sometimes lower. Your main focus is to capture what you're referencing. So turn down the opacity on a new layer above the layer you are going to be referencing. You are going to draw. You're going to draw the gesture. You can do the same way. Draw the gesture first. Maybe draw the basic shapes that make up this figure. Whatever is going to be easiest for you to get you into the mindset and to translate, real life, break it down to basic shapes before you build upon it. And do that once, then make another layer. And instead of tracing over the image, reference it. Try to do it again without the training wheels and see how close you are to, getting the actual form. If you exaggerated the figure more than what it is in the picture, that is excellent, because art is not getting things exact. Art is basically just referencing and taking it one, two, three, maybe five steps forward. It doesn't matter. This is all up to you. I am not telling you guys what to do. I'm simply offering you suggestions to make you guys better artists, because that's what I want. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for myself. And another step further, you can take it. Maybe you want to practice some inking. Inking is a great way to get into that other step of doing final illustrations, but we're not going to cover that right now because this recording is all about warming up those draw muscles. like and found the information in this video very useful, please like, comment, and subscribe, or just do one of the three things. But still, I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear if you're using this method to practice, to warm up. And if there is something that I'm missing, please drop it in the comment. You can find me on social media. I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram, and I am on Facebook. But that's all I got for you guys today. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.